Some cars are built, but a few are sculpted. And this might be the most beautiful car China has ever created. A sweeping fastback body, a digital cockpit that feels like a luxury yacht, and tech so elegant, it feels alive. This isn't a sedan, it's art, painted with electricity, carbon, and arrogance. Today, we're stepping inside the AVATR 1.2, and trust me, you're not ready for how good this gets. From jump, let me hit you with the bombshell. The AVATR 1.2, in one of its versions, claims a 0 to 100 km/h time of just 3.8 to 3.9 seconds, and a CLTC electric range of 705 to 755 kilometers in its newer 4 LiDAR edition. Yes, you heard that right. A Chinese EV doing hyper sedan acceleration and range that would make a long-haul Tesla sweat. Bro, that's insane. If I didn't know better, I think Chinese engineers found a time machine. If this were in the US at that price, people would riot in joy and confusion simultaneously. Walking around the AVATR 1.2 is like stalking a concept car, but one that's street legal. On the front, its face doesn't lean into aggressive supercar vibes. Instead, it channels futuristic luxury. The headlights are slim, razor-like LED strips paired with dynamic running lights that feel more digital than physical. There's no traditional open grille, because EV, so the front is smooth, sculpted for airflow using air curtains and subtle vents to manipulate the wind. The hood has these gentle but pronounced creases, as if it's flexing just enough to let you know it's more than a pretty face. And up top, multiple front sensors plus 3 long-range LiDAR units on some editions. Yes, 3, along with radar and cameras to make sure this thing knows exactly what's going on around it. That kind of tech at the front feels like something only a sci-fi superintelligence boardroom would design. Slide to the sides and things get even juicier. The AVATR 1.2 is massive, 5,020 millimeters long, nearly 2 meters wide, and a 3,020 millimeter wheelbase. That's not a compact EV, that's a statement. The wheels, in performance trims, are big-ass 21-inch rims with sporty red brake calipers that don't hide, they flaunt. The body lines are elegantly muscular, with a shoulder line that gives it a poised, powerful stance, and side skirts that whisper sophistication. Doors are conventional, but with soft close tech. It's not just functional, it feels premium. Handle pops out, or is flush depending on the configuration. Mirrors? Some versions ditch traditional mirrors for cameras. Yes, mirrorless side cams. It's like Chinese automakers skimmed right past the future and just built it. Then you hit the rear and, oh boy, the taillights stretch into a sleek light bar. The bumper is sculpted, not overdone, with a diffuser that says, I could be sporty, I could be luxury, pick your poison. The trunk isn't a tiny compact boot either. Depending on the trim, there's a fastback or liftback vibe, giving more utility than you'd expect from a coupe sedan. In some versions, there's a little spoiler, fixed or active, but no exhaust. Well, unless you're doing a range extender version, which is just more proof this is thoroughly modern. Backup camera, radars, rear sensors, it feels like even the back end is built for tomorrow. And you know what? Looking at that rear end, I felt a pinch. Why do so many Chinese EVs look this premium, while some US luxury sedans are still doing the bare minimum? Alright, now for the real meat, how this beast actually runs. The AVATR 1.2 comes in multiple powertrain flavors, so you're not locked into one flavor of futuristic dream. There's a single-motor rear-wheel drive version that puts out about 230 kilowatts, about 308 horsepower, and 370 newton-meters of torque. That version rockets from 0 to 100 km/h in about 6.7 seconds. Not hypercar fast, but still serious for a luxury EV. It's backed by a 94.5 kilowatt-hour NCM battery made by CAT-ATL, meaning plenty of juice for long hauls. According to AVATR's spec sheet, that pack gives the RWD version up to 700 kilometers CLTC range for some trims. And yes, it supports fast charging at about 240 kilowatts, so 30 to 80% in roughly 20 to 30 minutes, depending on trim. But the version that made me literally look twice? The dual-motor all-wheel drive. Front plus rear motors combined for 425 kilowatts, about 578 horsepower, and 650 newton-meters of torque, depending on the variant. That all-wheel drive setup launches this thing to 0 to 100 km per hour in just 3.9 seconds, and some sources say even updated versions hit 3.8s. Top speeds around 220 km per hour, which is more than enough for a luxury EV that also wants to feel sporty. Battery-wise, that same 94.5 kilowatt-hour pack still handles business, giving the AWD CLTC ranges of 650 kilometers, though newer editions like the 4 LiDAR model stretch that to 705 to 755 kilometers depending on trim. Efficiency is good too. For instance, the AWD trims claim consumption of about 16 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers. And get this, the 2025 update brought even more tech. AVATR says it's built on an 800-volt platform for some versions, which helps with both faster charging and thermal management. If that wasn't enough, there are ERV, extended range variants. They use a smaller 52.01 kilowatt-hour Freevoy battery, plus a small engine that only generates electricity, not driving the wheels, giving a combined CLTC range reported at 1,155 kilometers in one of the 4 LiDAR ERV trims. That's not just long-distance EV, that's like road trip across states with gas-like backup status. Even writing about this makes me feel salty for not having something like this in my driveway. What's even crazier is that with all this power, AVATR didn't skimp on safety. In fact, it leaned into next-gen driver assist like it's auditioning for a sci-fi movie. Structurally, the AVATR 1.2 uses a mix of high-strength steel and aviation-grade aluminum to build crash protection zones. According to reports, more than 80% of the shell is this high-strength mix, designed to absorb and distribute energy. There are numerous active safety features. AVATR claims over 19. Collision avoidance, full-speed AEB, and more, supported by a huge sensor suite. On top of that, the 2025 version packs 3 large long-range LiDARs, plus in newer versions a 4th solid-state LiDAR for 360-degree coverage, paired with radar and cameras. This is part of Qiankun ADS 3.0 or 4.0 system, giving full scenario perception, meaning the car can basically see everything around it, day or night. There's a driver monitoring system, fusion perception for obstacle avoidance, and parking assistance (VPD) that leverages all 29 sensors. Put simply, this car doesn't want you to crash. It's not just smart, it's obsessive about keeping you safe. And yes, that level of safety tech makes me low-key jealous of Chinese EV engineering.
Alright guys, buckle up, because I warned you, the inside of this thing, the AVATR 1.2, is not just a cabin, it's a control lounge. When I first looked at photos and specs, I was half expecting to see a spaceship helm and maybe a little green alien dude taking notes. This isn't just automotive design, this is sci-fi opulence. First up, let's talk screens, because the AVATR 1.2 absolutely drowns you in digital real estate. Forget the segmented dual screens of a Mercedes. This thing features a giant 35.4-inch panoramic 4K screen right in front of the driver and sweeping across the dash. That's not your grandma's digital dash, bro. That's cinematic. It's giving you the widest view of your virtual instruments, navigation, and everything else you need, all rendered in stunning, razor-sharp resolution. It's so high-res, you could probably edit a movie on it while stuck in traffic. Right next to it, perfectly integrated, is the large 15.6-inch central touchscreen that handles your standard control functions: infotainment, climate control, navigation, media, and frankly, probably your stock portfolio. The entire user interface runs on Harmony OS, the Huawei brain, so it's lightning fast, incredibly smooth, and full of those futuristic animations that make our current American car software feel like a relic running on dial-up. It's almost too seamless, which just adds to the jealousy. And for the visual flex that truly makes the old guard sweat, on the top trims, there's no actual rear window. I repeat, no glass. Instead, a streaming rearview mirror displays the live feed from a high-definition rear camera. This kind of uninterrupted design makes me feel like Elon Musk's wild cousin from Beijing decided to one-up the whole industry. It not only looks insane, but improves safety by eliminating blind spots from headrests or luggage. Bro, this is where the AVATR 1.2 puts most European and American luxury sedans to absolute shame. The seats are works of art. Up front, they're wrapped in gorgeous, buttery soft Nappa leather, the kind that smells expensive. They're heated, ventilated, and massage-enabled, because why just drive when you can have a spa day on wheels? They can even recline up to an impressive 114 degrees, so you can catch a power nap while the car handles the freeway. The rear seat isn't just an afterthought, it's a destination. It's pure, plush materials and strong bolstering, providing serious comfort. But if you spring for the VIP or top-tier trims, you enter a realm of ridiculous luxury with zero-gravity style seating. This isn't just a recline, it's a therapeutic posture that makes you feel like you're sitting in a first-class international lounge. It's the kind of feature that makes your passengers text their friends immediately. You're not driving, you're being chauffeured by a supercomputer in a leather hammock. The luxury details are everywhere, reinforcing that feeling of uncompromising quality. We're talking accents of real, natural wood trim, not that plastic-coated stuff, combined with soft, suede-like fabrics that cover the pillars and headliner. The ambient lighting is next level, a customizable 64-color system that flows across the dash and doors, dynamically changing to set the mood. You can even get fragrance diffusion in some versions, ensuring the air inside is as exclusive as the car itself. Why just ride when you can breathe luxury? Now look at the center console. It's a masterpiece of modern organization, featuring not one, but two wireless charging pads hidden beneath a retractable cover, along with various hidden storage compartments that keep the clutter out of sight. The doors have that satisfying, subtle thunk, thanks to soft close mechanisms, the kind of detail that American luxury brands still charge six figures for as an option. You get them standard here. Every interaction is dampened, refined, and deliberate. The AVATR 1.2 ensures your ears are as spoiled as your back. The entertainment package offers a ridiculous 25 to 27 speaker audio system, depending on trim, tuned by a high-end audio partner like Meridian or similar level quality. This isn't just for listening to music, it's a true 3D acoustic immersion with speakers placed strategically everywhere, including the headrests, creating a private concert hall that is eerily silent from the outside world, thanks to the EV powertrain. For ultimate comfort, there's multi-zone climate control, ensuring every passenger can be exactly the temperature they want. Above it all, the panoramic glass roof, which often incorporates a smart dimming feature, floods the cabin with natural light, enhancing the sense of space and serenity. The quiet EV cabin, combined with the soft touch materials, amazing legroom, and all that technology creates a truly serene VIP level environment. Honestly, sitting in that thing feels like being in a luxury lounge that just happens to be stationary, or accelerating to 60 in under 4 seconds. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, cool, spaceship luxury EV, but is it family usable or just a flashy toy? The answer is surprisingly yes. It's practical enough to be a daily, but also an incredible flex. It seats 5 people standard, though those premium or VIP editions definitely feel more like a dedicated 4-seat first-class cabin. Thanks to a generous 3,020mm wheelbase, rear legroom is exceptionally generous. Your taller friends or your teenagers who are somehow taller than you won't be cramping in the back. The trunk capacity comes in at around 415 liters, about 14.6 cubic feet. That's more than enough for grocery runs, weekend trips, or that chaotic Costco run where you buy way too much. And some trims feature a practical lift-back style trunk, making loading strollers, golf bags, or suitcases much easier than a traditional sedan opening. Visibility is surprisingly solid thanks to wide side windows, and with the rear streaming mirror in trims that have it, you're getting a perfect unobstructed view of your situational awareness. For road trips, the long-range variants make this thing totally viable. You could easily take this out of the city, and the robust battery, or even the ERE version, if offered on this model, gives you the backup range you need. In short, this isn't just a showpiece. It's a spaceship that says, yeah, I can pick up your kids, carry your luggage, and then absolutely demolish a Tesla on a straight line. All right, here comes the part where you lean in because you're not gonna believe how aggressive the pricing is for what you're getting. Originally, the AVATR 1.2 launched at $35,900 US for the RWD luxury trim and went up to $54,985 US for the GT AWD. Then, in 2024, they dropped the starting prices. One of the trims hit $36,800 US, and with the new 4 LiDAR edition in 2025, the starting price is $38,700 US, with a limited time discount dropping it to around $34,000. Bro, for this much tech, this kind of performance, this look, under 40K, that's not just competitive, that's wild. In the US, EVs with even half this setup cost way more. If AVATR ever tried to bring a variant here, imported or otherwise, the market would lose its mind. Here's the honest question. You're building your next EV. Do you go for this AVATR 1.2 with 3 or 4 LiDARs, insane range, 578 horsepower, a cinematic giant screen dash, and all the futuristic luxury? Or do you stick with something more safe and well-known, like a Tesla Model S or a Mercedes EQ sedan? Would you risk importing or wait for something similar locally? If you're as shook as I am, drop a comment. What trim would you pick? The AWD with 4 LiDARs? The ERE that basically never stops? Also, hit like if you're tired of baseline EVs and want wild innovation. Smash subscribe if you're here for more how the hell did they make that car moments, and ring the bell because next time on Wheel Factor, we're diving into another Chinese EV that's making the rest of the world look lazy. Thanks for riding with me, and as always, wheels up, dreams higher, and let's keep chasing what we didn't think was possible. Peace out.